Alright, guys, I'm back with another beginner type video. Gonna take a look at Wolverine, what he brings to the table, why he's considered one of the top champs in the game, how to play him, how to level him, and what you're looking for. One of my buddies recently received Wolverine, was texting me, hey, where do I find these items to get him where he needs to be, and what is so special about him. So, I figure we'd go ahead and take a look at him, see what he brings to the table, and we'll run a couple fights so show you why he's handy. Quite honestly, I don't have him ranked up as high as I probably should or could have him ranked at. A large chunk of that is that I have run across a couple of the new unique mutants that I moved up ahead of time to fill slots for my alliance. So I've kind of sacrificed a little bit of personal stuff for the betterment of our alliance, for our war defense and our attack game. Gave us a little more diversity, which in some instances comes in very handy. So first, let's go take a look at Wolverine and show you a couple things about him. So here we go. Here's Wolverine. The nice thing about Wolverine is he does have a lot of synergy bonuses, which means he's going to stack up with a lot of really good characters and champions that's going to help him build his usefulness as well. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility, being able to put a team together and kind of give you that little bit of edge that you might be looking for. You'll notice here on his side of the coin, you've got Captain America, going to give you the armor rating bonus. Enemies, you're looking at Magneto, that's going to increase his crit, while good old Cyclops is going to increase the crit damage. So let's get into what makes Wolverine tick, what makes him such a good champion. It all runs down to his ability to regenerate. We won't even touch the signature ability yet. Let's start just with what you're going to get popping him straight out of the crystal. Fresh out of the crystal, this is what you're looking at. Critical hits, 80% chance to afflict a bleed over 5 seconds. Now obviously, I'm looking at a 4-star, so the numbers are going to be skewed, but for any level, basically what that means is as soon as you pop this champion out, you know when you land that critical hit, you're looking at an 80% chance to cause bleed damage. That bleed damage is what's one of the benefits with Wolverine. It stacks, and it can really go to town on an enemy. You do have to be careful, be mindful of who you're getting ready to come against. Can't use him against somebody, say, for example, Colossus. Any character that's going to be bleed immune doesn't have quite the same pop and really can damage the value of your Wolverine. So, when attacked, 14% chance to regenerate health over 4 seconds based off of his stored power. That's the thing to remember, and that's the thing to catch on to here is his energy or his regeneration is tied to his power bar. The more energy, the more power he has, the more he's going to regenerate. You know, a lot of people like to use their special attacks. With Wolverine, this is an instance where you really got to be mindful of your power bar, and we'll go over that a little bit more in a fight with him here later. All attacks. So anytime you're attacking, you have a 14% chance to set off your regenerate for another 4 seconds. And again, this is based on stored power. The final thing here is your special attack 3, 100% chance to inflict bleed, does direct damage over 5 seconds. So essentially, it's a guaranteed bleed. It's a great finishing move. You got somebody close to being done, you can go ahead and slap that on them. At that point, you know they're going to be bleeding pretty heavy, and you've got 5 seconds of that. So, got to be mindful of it. Remember, if you use your L3, you're going to be regenerating less in the event you do tip off a regeneration. So, that is something to be mindful of. So now let's go take a look at his signature ability. When you duplicate your Wolverine, basically what happens is you open up a signature ability, and this one is called Cellular Regeneration. The natural healing factor accelerates, granting the regeneration basically to stack with a fixed 8% chance to recover X amount of health based on your current power levels. And again, guys, I'm trying not to use numbers, so sorry if I'm stumbling around. at the end of the day, every number is going to be slightly different depending on where you're at in your signature level and whether you're on a 2-star, 3-star, or a 4-star. So all those things kind of change a little bit. So with that being said, again, basically what you're looking at is being able to stack Wolverine's regeneration so that he's healing twice as much, and again, it's all based on his power level. So when we look at Wolverine, the question becomes, well, what makes him so effective? At the end of the day, Wolverine's effective use is by making sure that you're really not using your specials. What I suggest anytime you're playing with Wolverine is to not look at using your specials. Save the power, let the power bar go all the way up. You're going to be hanging on to an L3 or his special 3 attack. In the event that it does get hairy or get close there at the end, you can always throw that down on the table and instantly create a big massive bleed that's going to last for 5 seconds and give you that final upper hand in a battle. In the meantime, the entire time you're going during the fight, every time you land that critical strike, you're looking at an 80% chance of landing a regeneration that's going to be at its maximum level, which is massive. The ability to be able to know that at every time that you land that critical, that the regeneration is going to be running at its max potential is massive. It allows you to stay alive during the fight, it allows you to push fights longer, it allows you to go after champions that are well above your level, because you're going to be able to stay in that health meter. So that's the thing to remember with Wolverine. It's all about that power meter. You want to keep it as full as you can and let him regenerate, because at the end of the day, his bleeds are going to do the damage. His regeneration is going to take and push him up over the edge. Give me 1 second here. So, as far as leveling goes, let's take a look at what it takes to level Wolverine, where you need to look at, and what you're going to be watching for. Early on in the game, you're going to be receiving your 2 stars first. Oops. Let's get down here and find him. There's the 3-star. Maybe I can quit hitting every other character here that I touch. I may have him set to level up here. I've got him maxed out as a 2-star. So here, we'll just take a look at another random 2-star that's a mutant.